This play is it's a romantic comedy. It's a love story that unfolds in very slow motion. It starts in 1951. It's about a couple that have an affair 1 weekend a year, every year for 24 years. So we get through the 50s, the 60s, right up to the middle of the 70s. And every scene that goes by is about 5 years later on. It's been a lot of fun, really. It's a bit of history, a bit of going back and figuring, okay, so what did it look like then? What were we wearing? What were we talking about? How were people thinking in the 50s versus the 60s and 70s and now? And it's one of the fun pieces of the play because it evolves. Their thinking and their relationship evolves with the decades and with the changes that we kind of take for granted now. We have Teal Cochran, who is, I think, one of the finest actors I've worked with anywhere. She is. She goes into the depth, she goes into research, and she brings everything to every performance, even to rehearsals. And Tom Welsh, the two of them, he's a fantastic actor too. The two of them work together in Mending Fences, so they already had the chemistry going there. Tom gets to an emotional depth on pieces that I find quite astounding. It's, and again, not just on stage, but in rehearsals. We've got to places where the two of them made me cry, damn it, which is just not fair in rehearsal. We're at Tawingo right now. We're at the camp dining hall, and they've been fantastic to work with. They've bent over backwards to make us feel comfortable. And it works really well because this building is pretty much current with the beginning of the play. It's got a rustic feel to it. It's in the midst of the woods. The play is set in a cabin hotel in the midst of the woods. It's sort of outside and beyond. The period feels there. It feels like this has been here forever. The hotel room never changes. It looks like it hasn't changed in 50 years beforehand, and it doesn't change for the next 25 years either. So the entire feel of it is very, very much lends itself to the play itself. It sets the atmosphere for us before we even get here. I think people should expect to have a fantastic time. They should expect a comedy by and large. Mostly this is just fun. This is seeing two people fall in love and not want necessarily to be falling in love because they're married to other people. But it happens because they were meant for each other in a time and era where you're already married. That's not something that's an option. So they really step outside. There's fun to it. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of growing. There's a lot of sadness as well. So you should expect to really be taken on an emotional roller coaster.